Hello, my name is Lily Pirla, and I will be presenting on the American Cancer Society. So starting off, the logo for the American Cancer Society is a trapezoidal shape with angled edges suggesting forward movement, aspiration, and growth. There's an image of a flag being carried forth toward victory, and the symbol is intended to unite people in the goal of saving lives from cancer. From viewing the homepage, you'll find that there are a variety of options. You can get expert information, find ways to reduce your cancer risk, see what's happening in cancer research, become a volunteer, contact the cancer helpline, or give. The American Cancer Society is on a mission to save lives, celebrate lives, and lead the fight for a world without cancer. They've also said, until we do, we'll be funding and conducting research, sharing expert information, supporting patients, and spreading the word about prevention, all so you can live longer and better. The American Cancer Society has a rich history. It was founded in 1913 by 10 doctors and 5 lay people in New York City. It was initially known as the American Society for the Control of Cancer, and at the time, cancer diagnosis meant certain death. In fact, doctors sometimes didn't tell patients they had cancer, and patients, if diagnosed, they didn't tell their friends or family. If progress was to be made, there needed to be more public awareness about cancer. In 1936, Marjorie G. Illig created a legion of volunteers to wage war on cancer. This was known as the Women's Field Army. They raised money and educated the public. In 1945, it was reorganized as the American Cancer Society. And today, it's a global leader in the fight against cancer, working tirelessly to save lives by helping people stay well, get well, find cures, and fight back. According to the 2014 to 2015 financial report, the expenses were $940,543,000. You can kind of see a breakdown of that in the top image. The amount raised was $815,827,000. So this was lower than the expenses. And I found out that this was due to a decrease in public and non-public support. For example, Relay for Life is an event that is held across the country, and it really dropped in participation for this particular year. The American Cancer Society also provides a number of services. For example, they support multicultural communities, and they work with lawmakers. They also foster innovation. And surprisingly, they're the largest non-governmental funder of cancer research in the United States. They fund external projects, and they also conduct research of their own. They also provide support. This means through free lodging, transportation. They provide a personal cancer guide. There's an online community for patients and families to receive encouragement in their treatment and their family members' treatment. The American Cancer Society also provides services such as encouraging prevention. This is through resources, information, support, and early detection guidelines. As I mentioned before, it's the leader in cancer research, and they also have a healthy living newsletter and a breast cancer update where they provide information to people who are interested. They also have community health initiatives, and one of these being through collaboration with community partners, through culturally appropriate outreach, education, screening resources, and care. There's also the Circle of Life program. This is for Native and tribal communities and individuals to learn about cancer. And Active for Life, this is a 10-week program for employees to become more physically active. For Meeting Well, this is a planning tool for companies to organize meetings and events with good health in mind. And the American Cancer Society serves a number of groups. They serve cancer patients, their families. They serve entire communities with culturally competent care. They also serve employees and companies. The American Cancer Society also works with organizations such as the NFL, Walgreens, and Walmart. These are corporate partners. They also work with community health workers. This is to educate and empower the community to get screened for cancer. And they also work with social and civic organizations. For example, beginning this fall, there was a sorority and a fraternity that started a text messaging service to encourage and educate individuals to speak with healthcare providers about cancer screenings. And there are also faith-based organizations that are involved as well. They partner with the African Methodist Episcopal Church, for example. and this is to work with their leaders to address cancer issues. In Minnesota, there are 2 Hope Lodges. There's one in Rochester and one in Minneapolis. These provide free housing for cancer patients and their families as they travel to new hospitals or clinics, and it's just a great way for them to save money and also just feel comfortable. There are also some events in Minnesota that you can partake in, for example, Relay for Life. They have 11 locations that you can attend this event at. There's also an event called Shoot Down Cancer, and this is addressing a fundraising event for cancer patients that is through basketball. I learned a lot from this organization and their website. For example, there was $4.5 billion invested in cancer research since 1946. There are 6.3 million free rides to treatment provided, 781,000 screens to underserved communities since 2011, and 2.1 million cancer deaths have been averted since 1991. These are incredible statistics, and I'm greatly thankful and encouraged by the work of the American Cancer Society.